Hey guys, it's Julio here. Today I want to make a very special video. I had the opportunity to meet a very famous person in the polyglot community in Brazil, which is Jurobola. So, what is his name? I finally found out his name. I think it's Giorgio Jurobola. I think it's his nickname, but everybody calls him like that. So it was really an honor. A very knowledgeable person, very nice person, friendly. And so I'd like to share the talk we had the other day because he's traveling in Japan and I had the opportunity to meet him here. So hope you enjoy. Hey,
Hey,
we're back here.
again.
So what's the topic you'll be interested?
Yeah, come
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting topic for most people. Like the differences of getting languages through like real contact, like going to the place and like complete immersion, or like for example, pick it from books or something.
Okay, so you mean traditional language learning versus immersion, right?
Yeah. What is your opinion about this?
Okay, so my experience, I learned mainly by textbooks, so traditional, because I didn't have money to travel. I still don't have. So I learned from books, which I think is good. But there's a downside of it because people say that it's unnatural. The language is unnatural. You don't know many slangs, but I think most people understand you.
Yeah,
They might say maybe it's not so friendly or it's kind of not cool.
I see.
But I think it works because I like the contents of the material because it's made by professionals. Maybe it's not the most fun way to learn, but you learn it.
You get it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like from my experience, I try different approach. So from my perspective, if you try this immersion approach, for example, going to a country or starting a language community, you can profit much more from this experience if you already know something. Like if you start something from books before, or if you pick some, let's say, theory
Right.
during this process. Because if you go to a place in which you immerse yourself, but you don't have any reference at all, of course, through time you can do it if you have lots of free time. But if you don't do this very strategically and in a very smart way, uh, the beginning is going to be very rough. That's going to be very hard. Yeah.
Actually, I remember something now as we're speaking. I think immersion could work if you're studying a language that's similar to yours.
That works as well. Like for
Because
example,
as a Portuguese speaker, if I go to Spain, I have an idea what they're saying, so I pick it up faster. But if I go, let's say, a Portuguese speaker go to Turkey, you're not going to learn anything. Merhaba, nasıl sonas, it's so different. Or Israel, top
that's
meot,
true.
yeah, boca tov, so what?
What's
Yeah,
going on here?
yeah. So I have no idea what people say.
Yeah, so for example, I did this with Spanish when I started traveling in South America. I could understand it barely, but as soon as I reached the countries like Uruguay, Paraguay, I couldn't understand most of the things. I got surprised actually because I thought, I thought I would understand something like from Spanish, but I cannot. Castilian's really a completely different language. But then, since there are lots of similarities, I start picking it little by little. And after like maybe 2 years traveling around South America, I could finally speak it. So yeah, I like it a lot. And but the other side, like for example, now I'm here in Japan, and Japanese has no reference with.
How much are you learning actually after coming here? Did you learn a lot?
No, before I came here, I was studying like maybe 1 month, so I picked some very basics.
Okay.
I believe he knows a lot because when we go for our rides, he's able to communicate
Right.
and get where we want and everything.
Yeah, 多分今が少し会話しますね。
And I'm just
Aw.
learning Japanese from him. which I
彼
love.
女はもう日本語を勉強して
That's interesting because you learn a very practical thing according to your needs. But I think there's a limit to what you can learn.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why when textbooks can be useful
I think so. I think
because there's a structure. My thing with immersion is because you don't know what you're learning. You're gonna learn what people you encounter with are gonna teach you. Whereas in textbook there's a structure. Like all books start with self introduction. You introduce yourself, ask for names, and you ask for direction. There's a curriculum.
yeah, that's true.
You're also learning from the book, right?
Yeah, I'm doing that with Japanese as well. So I'm picking some materials, contents, a few like official guides, like
Right.
Genki, and yeah, I'm doing the best I can, studying every day to do it.
Probably the best way is to mix both.
Yeah, I think so. I believe so.
Because if you get only stuck with the textbook, maybe there's a limit to what you can learn.
yeah, and you don't get in touch with the real
Yeah.
thing, like the real situations. But at the same time, if you go to the streets and you have nothing, like it's going to the war without any gun, you know?
And another thing that you said now about going to the streets is because people have no attention to details, like saying clearly.
Of course.
Whereas on textbooks, professional people recording, you can hear what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you get used to that, you can get a faster way of speaking. Because if you speak in Japan, also in Japan, you have to deal with dialect. As you said, you went to Hiroshima, right?
Hiroshima, yeah.
They say jaken, jano. Yeah, so you don't understand that kind of stuff. And if you learn that and you go to another region, people are not going to understand you.
What's going on
Yeah.
here? That's
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah, I think this topic is very interesting. I think people should stop fighting about that.
Yeah, any
And-
method that works is good for you. If you're learning,
from
improve it.
films, a type of immersion as well.
I think so. If you get like immersion from, like, for example, audiobooks or soap operas or like movies, I think it's you're kind of simulating some sort
Yeah, I
of.
think I learned a lot from movies in the beginning.
Yeah.
In music. Yeah.
But this is kind of an artificial immersion. I believe that to have real immersion, you need to be active. So you need to like produce some sort of information so you can have the feedback and then you have the conversation. But it's the final goal of any learning process.
Right.
It's the final goal of any process. So it doesn't matter if you go for that first or after. I think you can like have both combined.
Right,
and
right.
you can-
Maybe
you
this is
can-
the best. So probably when I came to Japan, I had a kind of immersion because I already knew more than the basics.
Uh-huh.
When I went to Okinawa, my Japanese got to C1 very fast
Oh, you see.
because I could already speak the basic stuff, and I started learning dialects and local slangs.
Yeah.
You got to advance real fast.
Yeah, I think this is a good tip for whoever wants to like go to a country to learn a language. Try to learn before at least
Right.
something. At least something. As soon as you get there, you're gonna profit much more.
And remember a case of my wife. So here in Japan, I hear a lot that you learn a language if you just go to a country, you're gonna be stuck there. You're gonna learn. That's not true. My wife lived in the U.S. for 1 year. She doesn't speak English.
Yeah, that's also true.
She just was hanging out with Japanese and didn't try to learn. Also in Japan, the same. Brazilian community.
Of course.
They say here for 30 years, maybe more than me here, they don't speak any Japanese.
You see?
In the U.S., this is very common because you have, like, for example, in New York, like, very segregated.
The communities, right?
Yeah, communities like Haitian corners, Little Italy, and
Right.
Russian, the right to beach in Brooklyn, so people just kind of, yeah.
See, but guys, so you don't learn by living in the country. You have to be more responsible and study.
Yeah, be active.
Active, yeah, active. Yeah.
Responsible for your
But of
process.
course, it's not just about living in a country, it's who you communicate with.
Right.
Just communicate with people from your own country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very important to stop fearing.
Yeah.
So don't fear like making mistakes. Don't fear the process of learning. Understand that we are all humans
Yeah, right.
and go for it. Go for it. That's it.
Yeah, that's very important. That's very important. Sadly, sometimes when people laugh at you when you are speaking language badly, and then you get demotivated. But,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Laugh back at them.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
care about them. Yeah. Make some jokes together. That's
So I don't know why people laugh. You know, for me, if
Why
people
they laugh?
speak English badly, I never laugh. I feel like good kudos for you learning a new language. It's very
Because they
difficult.
don't know the
Yeah.
difficulty of learning a language. That's what maybe they laugh.
Yeah, that's
That's a
They
little
laugh
bit
at their
sad.
ignorance, actually.
It's a little bit sad because whenever people are speaking English and they're like, I don't know how to speak, I'm shy. I always say slowly, take your time. It's amazing that you're learning English, you know. And,
I wish our native speakers were like that. Motivate people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I think we have just little time now. So to finish it, what do you think about exchange a few words in different languages just to have the pleasure?
Okay.
So Mushi, I don't know if you want to participate, but
Do you speak Yiddish, or
Yeah,
that?
Yiddish.
Yeah.
some Hebrew and Yiddish. Yeah, what do you want
Yeah,
me to
no, ali לא מדבר עברית.
yeah,
אבל, how do you say study? I forgot.
say?
forget it.
אני מלמד.
מלמד, yeah. כן.
אני טוב, לא טוב.
לא עברית.
לא עברית.
You just said אני לא טוב, I'm not good. You just described
yeah?
yourself that you are not good.
Okay, yeah, I'm very, yeah.
טוב מאוד.
טוב מאוד. Yeah, ברוך קשוב.
That's nothing.
Yeah, that's messed up. Northeast in Portuguese.
Let's try some Portuguese.
Fala
português um pouquinho.
etwas of Português?
Yes, special
Probigan?
Portuguese.
Portuguese? I don't speak
Português? Espanhol?
Espanhol un poquito. ¿No?
Poquito?
Poquito.
¿Qué hablas en español? ¿Qué sabes?
Nada.
No.
Buenos
No
dias.
habla bien.
Ja, aber du kennst ein bisschen Deutsch, verstehst, wa?
Verstehe.
Ja,
Verstehe.
weil du sprichst Jiddisch, nicht wahr?
Yiddish.
Das ist sehr ähnlich Deutsch. Vielleicht?
Bissel, bissel.
Bissel. Oh, Bissel.
Bissel.
Sehr interessant, sehr interessant. Français, parlez français aussi? Rien de rien? Mais vous parlez encore?
Un peu, je comprends.
I'm not a polyglot yet, but that's my aspiration.
Non, mais elle
yeah.
sera sans doute.
Tu
And
parleras très bien.
I have a question. What is the definition of a polyglot? How many languages do you have to speak to be a polyglot?
I mean, many people debate it, but from Greek, poly is 4 or more.
Doesn't poly just mean many, or it means four?
Yeah, you're right. It means many, but I think it's defined as starting from 4.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
trilingual from trilingual, you polyglot.
Yeah, you have like
4, but you have to be completely fluent.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah, like
but completely.
let's say the power of communication.
Yeah,
If
if you can communicate,
hold
that's
the
fine.
power of
I see,
communication.
I
Yeah.
see, I see.
Because completely or perfect.
Yeah.
I see.
Because it's communicating after all, so it's valid. And then I didn't know until recently, you speak more than 6 is hyper polyglot.
Yeah,
My case.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Sure, are you a hyper polyglot?
Hyper crazy.
Hyper crazy. Ooh, let's
You
go.
say you speak 8 languages, right?
Ouais, je parle 8 langues.
We language.
Ouais.
Il
Mais
y a-
en fait, j'ose pas dire que je parle couramment, complètement ou parfaitement.
Oui,
Je fais mes
tout à
efforts
fait.
pour le bien parler. Par exemple, mon frère ici, je suis sûr qu'il parle le français aussi parce qu'il utilise la simile.
J'ai utilisé assimile, mais je n'aime pas la méthode parce que ce n'est pas intéressant d'apprendre.
Oui.
Et je n'aime pas comme ça parle en français, joke.
J'oublie comment on dit ça, mais elles sont des bêtises. Hein.
Oui,
Elles sont
oui,
ce sont des
bêtises, oui,
hein.
oui. N'est pas intéressant pour apprendre.
Yeah, elles ne sont pas très forcément.
Mais pour français, je pense que je marche bien.
Ça marche
Ah,
bien.
oui.
Et est-ce que tu parles aussi l'italien?
Ah, parlo un poco.
Parlons pour l'italien.
Un po'. È difficile perché non ho gente per parlare con me, però capisco bene. Capisco bene.
Uguale. L'italiano è un po' difficile da utilizzare ogni giorno, però
Sì.
se on fa un po' di sforzo
Sì.
può parlare.
Sì.
Yeah, I think many people struggle to learn languages because they have a lot on their minds, like nervousness, anxiety about many life challenges. And, yeah, I mean, so like, what can be recommended? Someone like maybe all or nothing thinking. Like if I cannot learn the language quickly or fluently enough, there's no use. Like, so
I think everything can have a use. Just go for it.
even knowing a little bit of language is worth it.
It depends because I think journey is a personal thing. I think important thing is to do something you enjoy. So in your case, I think it's good to, since you're traveling, it'll be nice to know the language of the country where you're traveling,
Yeah.
so you can enjoy more. So
Yeah.
it's now a good time for you to learn Japanese. Even if it's some words, I think it's very useful. And don't worry about other people, because fluency will come with time. And even if you don't speak fluently, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe I worry, or maybe other people have cognitive overload. Something like if I'm going to learn a language, what's most useful? Maybe Spanish is more useful because there are more Spanish-speaking people in the world. So, like, maybe I'm thinking that if I'm going to focus on my Japanese, I'm not going to have like enough energy or time to focus on Spanish. Just kind of.
Yeah, I think we need to let it go. We just practice a little bit every day. 毎日。
毎日
やって
勉強します。毎日ちょっとずつ。
ちょっとずつね。やって一緒に少し日本語を話しましょうね。はい。
Actually, maybe think about mixing languages or. So you worry about studying many languages? Is that what?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Just take your time. So in my case, I study 12 languages
Yeah.
on weekdays. I just study 6 minutes per day. That's fine. You just separate your time and study that every day. With time, you come to you. It doesn't have to be fast.
I think maybe there's a certain talent that polyglots or hyperpolyglots have that the average person doesn't
I have to disagree. I think it's
Yeah,
persistence.
me too.
Because sometimes you want to give up because it's so difficult, pronunciation is difficult, alphabet, grammar,
Yeah.
but you just keep going.
And you know, there is another thing. Whenever people like came to me saying, "I was so talented," I said, "Are you kidding me? The hours of dedication."
Yeah, but
And
like
nobody
for-
sees
so
that.
many things are sacrificed to have this skill.
yeah.
And you simply say, "I'm talented."
Yeah, because like for example, when you're studying Japanese, I see you hear it one time and you remember it, and I have to say it 5 times, something like this.
No, but there are different things going on here. The first thing is that likely that this thing that I listened just one time, I did it before or I read it before, so I already have a notion. or like I already have some of the information I'm getting from there, so I'm not. It's not that every single word there is completely new for me.
And also, once you get to studying languages in general, you get this like kind of like talent, quote unquote, for studying other languages, right?
Any skill you can develop, any skill like learning languages is another skill you can develop. So
I would say your memory improves. You think you learn ways to memorize things faster or more effectively.
yeah, so that's it. So
Another thing is you're gonna start seeing similar things. Like if I, for instance, we were talking before about Hebrew, because I knew Hebrew first, like ani, me. When you go to Arabic, it's ana. So you start seeing similarities, so it makes it easier for you to learn.
yeah, more language you speak, easier it gets.
Or sounds.
You mentioned English and Hebrew because of the Bible, but I'm sure you know that the Bible uses Old Hebrew, which is very different.
Right.
Right? Like anoichi is I.
Is that actually? I wanted to ask you that because you said that. So old Hebrew and modern, but
Very
from what
different,
I saw, like I remember there was a word to describe gods. It's not ani. What's a
Elohim.
no, a word for me, just referring to God. I forgot the word now.
So it means me, but it refers to God.
Yeah, I forgot the word now, but is that really so much
What letter
difference?
does it start with?
It was also with anohi,
Anoichi?
anohi.
Anoichi.
Yeah.
It means like God talking to like
Himself, so me. It's only referring to God.
Anoichi.
Yeah.
And this is in the Torah. Okay.
It's really so difficult because I started with a book which was half was biblical Hebrew and the other half is modern. I didn't feel so much difference. Maybe a difference when you're writing that in modern Hebrew we don't write the vowels below the word, but
Correct.
in
Yeah,
modern
yeah.
Old Hebrew you have to put all the vowels.
Yes.
Mm.
But when you read a book in Hebrew, they don't put the vowel
Right,
things.
right.
And which is why, unless you're completely fluent, it's extremely hard to read.
Yeah.
I can understand it and speak it, but I read a book, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This doesn't have the accent marks.
Yeah, people say that Arabic and Hebrew, if you really learn how to read it, you develop different parts of your brains that many other languages cannot help you with because you kind of develop a lot of your intuitions to understand.
And also you read from right to left.
Yeah. So all the processes.
Yeah.
So, Júlio Pereira Sensei.
No,
I don't
not
know if
sensei
you
yet.
want-
Yeah.
Come on. I don't know if you need to go.
Yeah, I have to go now. My time to Aikido. Yeah, practice. It was a
So-
pleasure talking to you, meeting you
Yeah,
personally.
that was a big pleasure.
And if you're polyglot, you travel in Japan, get in touch so we can meet.
Yeah.
And say
Gengotaku.
Gengotaku.
Gengotaku, Jurobola,
Mushki.
Mushki.
Yeah, let's connect, let's speak.
Yeah.
Polyglots.
Yeah.
Polyglot.
Aspiring
What's the community number? Polyglotter?
Poliglota Brasil.
E aí, Grupo Poliglota Brasil, Perechan aqui.
Yeah, Pereira-chan.
Pereira?
Pereira-san.
Não. Sensei. Jurobora Sensei.
No, Sensei, Hebrew Sensei.
Mushki Sensei.
Mushki
Sensei. So. Mocha. Mushki. Mocha. Teacher? Mocha.
No, more.
More, sorry.
Nice.
More, Mushki. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I would just like to finish with some Portuguese words. Say muito obrigado.
Obrigado. Assina o canal do Jurobola e do Gengotaku.
E é isso aí, vamos que vamos, pessoal.
Vamos,
Só
obrigado,
coisa boa
Tuxi.
pra nós. Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Até a próxima.
Até a próxima.
Yeah, Mushki.
Yay.
Till next time.
Lehitraot.
See you soon.
Yay. Lehitraot. Saitien.
Tutaona.
Tutana. Yavada.
Matane.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you so
Cool.
much. Yeah,
It was very nice.